Hey guys, Travis John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. This one is going to be, what do you do once you've maxed out all of your Paragon attributes for damage? What are you supposed to do after that? I mean, what's left? Okay, so for those that are wondering, what in the world are you talking about, John? It's quite simple. So what I'm talking about is obviously we all have a Paragon tree we're running. Right now I'm on Treasure Hunter, as you can see here. If I go into my Paragon tree, you can see here that I've got 328 Paragon level, right? Which is exactly enough for me to get every single damage node. By damage node, I mean damage and armor penetration. Because that's basically like, those are the only things that are giving you any type of damage output on the Paragon trees, right? So notice we have all these. I pretty much prioritize this. I think I made a video talking about the like what to prioritize, like what Paragon tree for season 6, season 7, or no, season 5. I still have to do one for next season, but that one will be different. Hopefully we have a new Paragon tree to talk about for that one. It has already been rumor milled from the data miner, who so far has been, well, he's been pretty correct on every single data mine information. So that means we probably will get another Paragon tree, right? We're gonna get another one. And thinking about it, right, like I'm only 328, server Paragon is 344. So technically, if we pull up our handy dandy calculator here, because I can't do that math that quickly, if we do this here, so you're talking about 16 levels difference from server Paragon. You could say an average player could probably push maybe 4 or 5 above that. So we're talking maybe 20 levels above Paragon. And that's, 20 levels, sorry, above where I'm at currently. So that means I'm already halfway, like almost halfway to maxing out or being able to utilize whatever the new tree is. So that means at the current state, you've got a few choices to make, right? You got a few choices to make. Now, I would not say hold on to it. Like, you always assign all of your points, guys. What I'm talking about is at 328, that got me all my damage. Got me every single piece of damage attribute that I can get here. Now, what do you want to prioritize next? So we know maybe 20, we basically just covered a normal player right now could be, have 20 more points than I do currently. Right? That's how we'll put it or interpret it. So what would they do? Do you go life? Do you go potency, depending on your build? Like what justifies to get these points? Because there's a lot of options. You also have armor, right? Armor works differently than life. Armor has like a twofold method to it, right? For what it can do. So does it make more sense to grab armor over like extending, like grabbing a few more life totes? Because I think, what is it? You got one? Nope. We got to figure that out. So how many life sections do we have available? So we have one life section right here, right? There's 25 points here, which would give us basically 500 HP. We have this one down here, so we got those two to go for. What else do we have? We have, I think there's one more, if I remember correctly. Yeah, one more. Okay, so there's another. So you get 60 more points into life, right? At which point you probably won't end up being able to do that, because we should have a new Paragon tree, and I'm sure everyone's going to want to spec into it because it looks like it'd be halfway decent from what's been rumored. I don't want to cover any of it because it's not set in stone yet. But these are the kinds of decisions you have to make. Like, are you going armor, life, potency, or resistance? So what you need to think about and kind of move forward with, and this is what I'm going to do as well, is keep this mindset. If you are a free-to-play player and you are maybe, let's say you're not at, like, let's say you just entered Hell 5, or you're at the cusp of entering Hell 5 and you're at Hell 4. I think that's a reasonable assumption for a lot of free-to-play players out there. I've talked to some actual friends of mine who aren't hardcore gamers and don't play nearly as much as even I have. And they're free to play and in Hell 4 right now, about to go into Hell 5. So if that's the case, then I hate to say, put down some of my friends, but they're not that good. So if they can get to this point as free to play, that tells me that you have options. As a free to play player, you can either go full damage or go full life. Now, I mentioned this before, and I actually showed it a little bit on a couple of videos prior, where I actually unequipped some of my gems and then equipped my normal gem, like level 1, like I have a Berserker Eye And I think I even had I took out my Zod stone and I was utilizing that one too or something like that. And I just kind of simulated what it would be like as free to play without having all my gems. Going the life route helps a lot. So getting this additional life, right, which just is survivability, helps a lot. Now, armor has another attribute that can go into this, right? Because it has reduced all damage taken and increases your block amount, which basically, allows you to take a little bit less damage, right? So it's just one of those situations, like from blocking by 0, a base of 50, and increasing enemy critical hit damage by 43. So like you can see here, it's literally decreasing your damage reduction from blocking by 0%. That's, hold on, there it is. By 0% from a base of 50% and increasing enemy critical damage by 43%. Yeah, it essentially, it does more. I guess I gotta think of a better way to how I would really word that. All right, I'm back. Sorry, it took me a second. I had to think of, I had it written down on my notes, and I don't really look at my notes when I do a video, so I apologize. I looked at it. So basically, I was getting confused is because once you get this number above 216, it flips the text, and it's better. So what this is saying, guys, and why I'm bringing this up, this is the whole topic of the video. When you're picking like health and armor, or you're going potency or resistance, keep in mind these secondary attributes, because in this case, if I go armor here and I can make up these 216 points, I will now not incur as much critical damage. Right now, my armor is low and I take an additional amount of damage. Okay, so it's bad. So when someone crits, right, instead of taking the normal crit damage, it actually is fluctuated. So if I were to say like a base of like 5% damage, I'm actually gonna take a base of like 48% damage. So that's a significant amount. Now, if I go ahead and I switch, let's switch our socket of gems here. Hold on, watch this. So if we switch these to that, and let's see, we'll switch this other one here to that. Boom. Okay. Now at that point, my armor has changed. I'm no longer 216. I'm only 104. And now I'm only taking an additional 34% damage. So in this case, if I go up here and I say Paragon tree and I look for these other attributes that I can start filling, like for example, here's a resistance one. That'd be cool. However, here's an armor one. Like this gives me +4 armor for 1 point. So this is going to give me like 80 armor. So in theory, if you're someone right now, like, I don't know, do you guys check your stats? Maybe you don't. But if you're someone who doesn't check your stats, your armor may be low as well, right? And I can make up a lot of those points just by going in armor. And that means I'm not going to take as much damage. So if you're free to play and you want to survive, right, keep that in mind, because you may be going full damage, but I'm guessing as a free to play, you're still probably lower. Or you need to actually unallocate some points and go on the armor side and life side of things to push you into health 5. Same thing could be said with like whales and players in my condition, where now I've gotten all my damage. Now I need to go back. I need to grab some armor or some life. And honestly, at the end of the day, however you want to think about it, grabbing that armor is going to be better than grabbing that life for you. Just for the simple stats or simple like point of it, where this attribute stat does come in handy. And who's to say when we jump to the next tier, because these go by hell levels, right? So if I go to hell 4, my armor level will be fine. But in hell 5, my armor level is not high enough. So when I jump to hell 6, when that launches, if you're not already prepared for this, you're gonna just kind of mess yourself up. But I wanted to make this like kind of a point in this video, because a lot of I kind of forgot about it. And one, I just hit all my damage nodes and I'm like, well, what do I want to take? Like, what makes sense? Because like resistance would make sense for PvP. Potency makes sense if you're debuff worthy, whatever case may be. But yeah, the last thing that makes sense is, okay, well, life and defense, and I do die a lot, but wait, armor, oh, duh, if your armor's not hard or high enough, you're gonna take that more damage. So basically the narrative of the story is, if you're wondering what should I be doing for my attribute points here, or what should I be doing with my Paragon tree at season 7 or season 6 here, is you should probably be taking a look at it and making sure that after you get all of your damage notes, because I mean, let's be honest, you want to go fast, right? You'd rather dodge than take everything, or like try to dodge and do damage faster to kill them than you would just to hang her out, right? But once you get this done, take a look at it. You may want to go ahead and grab all the armor nodes that you possibly can, because you may be suffering just a little bit and actually inflicting more damage to yourself without realizing it. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, just like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.